It's the beginning of the week, and we already have a little bit of hype going into the end of the week for the Transformer world. Walmart announced that their Walmart Collector Con will be happening on Thursday and Friday this week, March 24th and March 25th, 2022. It's going to be starting specifically at March 24th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 a.m. Pacific. And it's going to be a whole bunch of reveals of exclusive product going into the rest of the year for Walmart. They did this huge post on their website for Walmart Collector Con and said all the different brands that will be announced for exclusives that will be available, as well as a whole bunch of pre-orders that will be dropping. Of course, along with G.I. Joe, Marvels, Star Wars, Fortnite, Ninja Turtles, Barbie, Hot Wheels, Pokemon, Power Rangers, Lego, Funko, Transformers is there too, of course. And this kind of leads into another piece of news that kind of spilled over in the weekend. Stuff that we've talked about, I want to say like maybe 2-3 months ago, but it's probably good to reiterate it now and probably why it's in the news recently, because this is stuff that's going to be a Walmart exclusive line. Now, we had our War for Cybertron trilogy stuff that had its own Walmart exclusive spin on it that had the different flavors of Siege, Earthrise, and Kingdom. And now what is going to be the next assortment of that going into 2022 now that we have Legacy as our new main line for the Generations flavor? Well, say hello to Velocitron. So we talked about Velocitron in the past and how there's going to be this Transformers Legacy Velocitron subline and how it's going to be a Walmart exclusive. So no surprise that we have this Walmart Collector Con coming up, and the Velocitron listings are now starting to show up in droves online. So we're going to just go through those Velocitron listings quickly and kind of give people an idea of what possibly to expect. We talked about it again 2-3 months ago, but we always have new listeners, and sometimes we also want to refresh people. What we have here essentially is Velocitron, a trademark that Hasbro pretty much set up. I mean, the name Velocitron comes from Transformers Cybertron in 2006. It was the speed planet in the Cybertron TV series, aka Galaxy Force, also known as Speedia in Japan. The name Velocitron gets dropped here and there throughout Transformers lore since as this racing planet, and I just love that idea from my own personal experience. But it really, the most recent example of it has been both in the War for Cybertron TV series on Netflix, where it was mentioned briefly for 5 seconds, and it was called Speedia in the Japanese dub. And, of course, being used like crazy in the IDW comics recently with the Wreckers and Treads comic. So there's this flavor of that that's lingering in the background, along with that Wreckers comic book right now being on the shelves, combined with the fact that they have a trademark that they originally registered in 2017 with the Chaos of Velocitron set. It was this box set that used to exist. It expired in 2021. They re-registered it, and now they got to use it again. Velocitron is a trademark within Hasbro. So now we have the Transformers Legacy Velocitron subset. It's going to be part of Walmart. And who is in that set? Well, from what we've seen from listings online, we have a couple of deluxes that are 100% confirmed due to listings that are now on Walmart's website with their EAN codes. And then we have one rumored listing that I'm pretty sure is going to be legitimate due to the source that we got it from, which is JT Prime 17. So we'll go through these quickly, what potentially they could be due to all the speculation we've had, and then just kind of go into closing statements. So first up in this Transformers Legacy Velocitron set, we have a Deluxe Class Road Rocket. I talked about it briefly on my Twitter and, of course, on my live streams and stuff. The general consensus is that this is going to be the Legacy Deluxe Class Prime RC, retooled and repainted into the Generation 2 Road Rocket laser cycle character. You could see it baked in between the wheels on the back and how it's being posed. Again, I'll post images in the thumbnail, but I'll also, go onto my Instagram, go onto my Twitter. I posted that stuff there in the recent week, so it'll give you pretty much an easy way to figure that one out. Next one we have here is a Deluxe Class Burnout. That trademark has been recently associated with black skids repaints. It first kind of originated from Bakon. It was a Jesse Witherich idea, taking that old black Honda City repaint from Diaclone, give it a character flavor. They used back then the Generation Skids mold from the Thrilling 30, gave it the black repaint with that Diaclone color scheme. But since then, that character has appeared, no surprise, in the IDW Wreckers and Tread comic book. And no surprise, they're probably going to take the Legacy Deluxe Class skids that we just got recently in Wave 1, give it a black repaint, give it that Diaclone flavor, and we're going to get Burnout as yet another character. Next one we have here is a first in the modern era, outside of obviously Masterpiece, and it's that of a Deluxe Class Clampdown. Clampdown essentially was yet again another police-flavored kind of Lambor design, aka Sideswipe, aka Red Alert. Clampdown was originally, if you really want to dial it back, again, a Diaclone kind of idea, and then they just took an Ehobby concept, which was take the Red Alert mold, give it a police kind of deco on it, and you got Clampdown. It had a Masterpiece release, which was kind of a throwback to it, but that was really about it. There never was a Siege version. There never was a Kingdom Earthrise version. So this could go either way. I mean, some people think, oh, maybe they'll just take the Siege mold and finally finish the collection, meaning that everyone else has gotten a Siege color scheme of that mold family, if you will. We have Sideswipe, we have Red Alert, we have Tiger Tracks, we got the deep covers. I mean, everyone is getting covered. Everyone, even like G2, everything has been covered practically. I mean, there must be, you know, an obscure G2 color scheme or something that's being left out. But in general, all the major hits have been covered except Clampdown. So there's a possibility that they might use that Siege mold again just to finish the collection. What I think is probably going to happen more so is they're going to take that Sideswipe, aka Red Alert Kingdom mold that we just recently got. It was a Walgreens exclusive for the Red Alert, and it was the 2-pack for the Kingdom one with the Battle Across Time. So I think they're probably more so going to use that. It would kind of suck because it doesn't complete the collection with the Siege mold, but historically it makes more sense to use that other one. Then we have, and this is probably the most interesting of the bunch, a Deluxe Class Cosmos. And keep in mind, everything that I've said up to this point, we have the case assortments. Everything is 2 per case. Cosmos is going to be 1 per case, and this could go one of 2 ways. This could either be the original mold of this collection, something that's a brand new mold from the ground up, that's Cosmos Deluxe Class, again, continuing that concept where now mini bots are going to be the Deluxe Class price point. And instead of just being like Legends or Core classes like we got in the past, or Scout or whatever you want to call it, now all our mini bots are being Deluxe classes, whether it be, you know, Cliff Jumper, Bumblebee, Huffer, Pipes, and we got even Warpath. You know, now we got Cosmos getting that treatment too, so that's pretty cool. Could he be an original mold, brand new from the ground up? Possibly. Would be pretty cool. You know, you make that original Cosmos mold, you got some baked-in repaints there. You could do some GoBot homages, maybe something like that. Some people are saying maybe taking the Origins Bumblebee. I guess I could see that. I mean, I think you could take that Origins Bumblebee and do a slight retool and do a Cliff Jumper out of it, then do a Glyph, then do a Tap Out. You know, you got 3 right there. If you want it, if you're really desperate to do something with that mold and give Hasbro some mileage with it. But at the same time, I don't know. The Origins Bumblebee one's a weird one because it's priced as a deluxe, but it had those little energy conductor rods put in there to kind of balance out the price point to make sense of it being a deluxe. And every time that you're going to have to reissue that or repaint it or retool it, are you going to have to include those energy conductors just to make sense of things? I don't know. That's going to be a weird one in the future from a budget standpoint. But it could be. But I think it might be an original mold. I think that this is an opportunity for them to do an original mold, and then they could repaint the hell out of that mold afterwards and have some fun with it. And the last one we got here is the one that's probably the biggest in terms of a speculation of what it's going to be, is the Velocitron Deluxe Class Blur. Now, some people are saying, oh, it's just going to be yet again another repaint of the Studio Series 86 Blurr. Some people are saying, well, we have a rumored Deluxe Class Legacy Point Blank that's going to be coming at some point. Point Blank, the Generation 1 Target Master from back in the day. And if you look at Point Blank's silhouette and how he like what kind of vehicle he is and his transformation and how that general shadow or silhouette of his design looks, people are saying this could be a Armada Blurr, judging by just how the shoulders are done and the shape of the alt mode. It has that similar kind of look. It's not one for one, but I'm pretty sure they could find a happy medium between the two of them. And I could see that. I could see that combined with the fact that if they give Point Blank his Target Master, and then a Target Master can then be reimagined as a Minicon in the Armada Blurr portion, aka his Minicon Incinerator, I could see that. I could see that, and it also adds to the flavor of Legacy being across all the different brands instead of everything being Generation 1. Keep in mind, at the top of this segment, Road Rocket's G2, Burnout is Diaclone, Clampdown is technically a Diaclone thing, but it's also a little bit of the Ehobby world and the G1 expanded universe. Cosmos is 100% G1, and if it's an Armada Blurr, we get a little bit of Unicron Trilogy. A nice mix of everything, combined with the fact that the whole theme was born out of the Unicron Trilogy initially, with Speedia and the Speed Planet and Velocitron being from the Cybertron, aka Galaxy 4 series. So that's what we have of the listings. There's one more here, but it's a rumored listing, and it's a Voyager class override. We talked about it 2 months ago. Who could it be? What mold could it be? Is it going to be a brand new mold? Is it going to be a retool of something? Some people are saying Studio Series 86 Hot Rod retool, which I could see. I mean, the Nitro Convoy third-party release that they did a couple years ago, which I was all over. I love that, because anyone who knows me knows Nitro Convoy is like easily my top 3 favorite Transformer characters of all time. Not so much the Override version from Cybertron, but the Galaxy Force version. So I love that character. So when they did that third-party one, no surprise, that third-party one was a retool repaint of a Hot Rod mold, specifically the IDW design. So I wouldn't be surprised if they figure out some way to heavily retool the Studio Series 86 one, include those extra accessories that are in that Voyager class price point, and turn it into Override. But that one's all just a rumor right now. We haven't had hard listings with EAN codes or anything, but judging by the source that I got it from, it's probably going to be a reality. But aside from that, that's just something to chew on. Again, all this information that we have here, we're probably going to get a better idea of it in the next couple of days. Again, March 24th and March 25th coming this week, Walmart Collector Con, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 a.m. Pacific. Keep that in mind. A lot of stuff going down, so we might learn more about it. There's going to be pre-orders that are going to go live, so something's coming. Something is coming. What it is, we don't know, but something is definitely going to be coming this week. So keep an eye out for that. Not to mention we have that new BotBot series that's also going to be making its debut this week. A lot of cool stuff for the Transformer world coming this Thursday and Friday. So stay tuned for that. And of course, stay tuned to the Transformer Slag podcast to get all your news.